Hi, this is a personal Rorschach for Frankie, and my light is going crazy. But if you would like to take a snapshot to scry on your own time and terms, by all means. And I'm going to dig in here. If you don't mind, feel free to have a seat. We'll take a deep breath and open up to perceive and receive symbolic support for Frankie. There's something emotional in the mind. It's a teardrop. There's moose horns. I don't think that's actually what they're called, but for lack of a better term, I'm going to follow that. These tears are being protected. I think maybe a holding back. And the eyebrows are like solemn. They're down a little bit. Something's trying to be held back with grace. There's somebody in spirit giving you a kiss. They are tied to you karmically or amongst a soul family. Something along the lines of a line, like a lineage. They are loyal to you. There's a puppy dog in there. It actually looks like, what kind of dog is that? I think it's like a Scottish dog. Some sort of Scottish dog. Yorkshire? No, I don't know. And when I come down here, I feel like a welting up, or like a welling, I'm welling up. There's like an emotional, it's weird. When I'm in here, I'm in the bottom here, it doesn't feel, okay. I'm going to try and, it's even hard for me to linguistically express it because it's very personal, but there's a cloud that's really water, and there's different parts of this pond of pondering. Okay, that's probably the best way I can describe this pond of pondering. And there's a lot of emotional depths in it. Sometimes it's a little lighter, sometimes it's a little deeper. And it actually doesn't matter how deep you go, like where it's a little darker, because then it does get lighter. So it's almost as if it's one of those, you think you're going deep, 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 and you might be in the dark, but right underneath that, it's light again. And in there, there's this little wee guardian. Okay. It feels like someone or something's been severed emotionally. And I'm getting that in there. Like there's that one little being. And over here, the ink has gone over, so it feels like a sickle, like Grim Reaper. And the little bird flew away from the nest. But it's actually not how I'm feeling it, but it's what I'm seeing. But I'm sensing there's this conversation that's being held that feels like in this pondering pool, cloud of water. It feels like it's not being heard, but it is. Something about time is coming through. Time. I'm going to flip it to win it here. Okay, so I'm not sure if you can see it with the lighting I got going on here. There's yellow up here. There's light. Somebody has gone to the light. They are watching you. They are watching you. And there's this wonderful feeling. I actually like feel the movie. See right in here? And I'm seeing whatever the symbol is. I could very easily say it's like a fish, but that's really not the point. What it's bringing me to is Dirty Dancing, the movie, and at the end he holds her up and there's like this feeling, like this, you know, I don't know, but it's quite lovely. It's quite a lovely feeling. Like, I don't know, it's just such a sweet, sweet feeling. And you kind of do it at the same time, but one's coming down from spirit and it's being held up, and then on the other hand it switches. All right, what else do we have going on here for a Frankie or Frank, I suppose, either way. But Source Frankie, thank you for being you. Like, share, subscribe. Wheel of Fortune is coming in to support. This soul and spirit, I've never seen the movie, but something about crouching tiger, sleeping dragon, something along that lines. Now that they are in a different expression of existence, energy, ethereal, etc., they are very protective of you to turn some sort of tide. The fall season is coming through as well. Okay. In here, I'll be very honest, it doesn't want me to go in. I'm getting this, not a block, but it's more of a, I don't even want to say like, mind your business. And I'm not trying to be nosy. That's not what's going on here. Okay, it's starting to come through. It's okay, so right in here, this being is talking to this being. And see this little hand thing there? Sorry, with the camera backwards, it's really awkward for me. It's like they're talking in hand movements. So something about like talking with hands, like they're telling you something if you can't, and you're listening, but you don't see the hand movements. There goes my light. And this is in the highly multi-dimensional realms, metaphysical realms, so however that may resonate with you. And it's trying to, or the spirit is trying to communicate with these hand movements quite casually, to be honest with you, quite casually, through the different chakras, like through your energy of the human aspect. So because this is in the metaphysical realm, they're communicating through your metaphysical makeup. Okay? That's how that's feeling. Coming back down into the bottom here from this perspective, I'm seeing it's pinball. Oh, and there's even, there it is, that little ball there, like pinball. It's almost like trying to keep the game going when you trust there's a connection, when you sense and you can feel the hand movements and sense the hand movements, and you want to keep playing the game. You're like, oh, I want to keep this going. I want to keep this going. And then at some point in time, the ball like plops through or whatever it is in the game. And you're like, oh, it's lost. But it's not lost. It's just the energy has been not depleted, but it just needs to recharge. Both need to recharge to have this kind of conversation. But it's always there. There's some sort of, now they're shape-shifting, and I'm seeing beaver tails, but they are of a leaf, like they're on top of, if a beaver would traditionally build the dam, that obstacle, there's a climbing on top of it to have a conversation on top of it. Oh my goodness, it's very curious. It's very curious, Frankie. Okay, I'm gonna add on a few cards here as we go along. Yeah, this might keep you up at night, especially sleeping. Not keep you up. But there's something that, there it is, that feather there. That you're like, oh, I miss. And the person in spirit is well. I don't know if there was some sort of pain going on in the cup of their being there. But they're quite Frank Sinatra is coming through. That's a fun feeling. Frank Sinatra. Where am I going? Oh, I'm going over there. Thank you. Frank Sinatra. Which is funny because I just put it together about your name, Frankie. Something about a tear duct. Excuse me. Something about a tear duct. And the kiss from spirit is on your forehead. One more, please, for Frankie. Thank you for being you and doing what you do. On the bottom, we have resonating. So that feels like that whole cloud, water, pond thing we got going on here. So this spirit or person in spirit that is very blatantly around you, like very blatantly around you, is cultivating their own skill to resonate with you by like smashing through the dimensions of communication. So they're learning too, and I think that's why it wasn't a matter of this depletion when they're trying to communicate. They're still learning, and the effort required to kind of go through the veil or mirrors of, what was that term? Metaphysical communication, and to help manifest to you maybe in a different way. And they're just cultivating their soul power, whatnot. I'm not really sure what to call it. Oh, and then we have hidden over here, Garden of Venus. So they are very much so, I can see them like dancing on stage. Whatever storm they went through while they were incarnate at some point in time, I don't know if it was a thread throughout their whole life or something amongst their life kind of zapped them. And it felt like from the outside, like it was taking them down, right? Like it's completely, they're disowning their physical incarnation. But I'll be very honest, the feeling that I'm getting is that the storm of self, some sort of healing was applied. Some sort of healing was applied. But the purpose of it, once they decided to detach from the physical, would bring them about to their Garden of Eden. And I don't know why Garden of Eden is coming through when the card is Garden of Venus, rest and renewal. Okay, Frankie, and it's now like downpouring. So there's some, it feels like that, the tear duct and the holding back, the grace and composure, the flowing of the water. It's almost as if I can see it moving through your energy centers, and it's like a salt water that moves through and cleanses. Oh, and it's like taking a salt bath or something, right? Like the cleansing element of salt. And what is that word? It's not disinfect. Almost but sterilize, but not in a bad way. It's like saline water, right? It just cleanses without, I don't know, being nasty. And yeah, and you can let it go. You can let it flow, let it go. I think my eavesdrops now are like overflowing. Drink more water, but I feel like this message is about the water of your woes, water of your woes, and just let it out, let it out. And this is in that whole, even though the card is crystal, it feels in that metaphysical realm, right? That higher understanding and knowing that as you move through it, the communication becomes clearer because the solar spirit on the other side is also doing their work to school themselves, to rejuvenate so that the communication can become clearer or more often or more settling to you. Because it's like I can hear them, I know what she wants, or I know I can feel what she needs, but I'm practicing to better, to get there, Whoever this is truly is part of love for you, of your heart. Like, what is that term? I don't know what the term is. Detach from drama. That's not the point here. In your sorrows, in your moments that are completely beautifully human, and releasing the water to like saline tears of your soul, the message, and look up. Actually, I should look up to the camera because they are there. They are there. Almost every day, if not every day, but they too have to meet you, right? There's effort to meet at this gateway. And everyone's working on the blessings, right? Being boundless or in a boundary of being human. All right, I'm going to get ready to close out here for Frankie. Is there anything else we would like to add? I hear you. Off we go. Thank you so much, Frankie, for being you. And any other Franks or Frankies that resonate in giving back to the name collective. Source Frankie. Thank you, though. All right. Getting ready to close out here for Frankie. Happiness. I want to say this goes for you and this soul and spirit. Something about, it comes from that Frank Sinatra thing. Happiness in the home. Okay, so this is what freedom is on the bottom. While you're here, it's like there is a whole lot going on emotionally and earthly to reintegrate happiness in your home or in your dwelling, in your place. Because when you're there, it doesn't feel free right now. But the spirit on the other side is trying to do their work. But I feel like there's just a patience. I am practicing, Mom. I'm practicing. It's like a recalibration in their new home. It's like when you've it's not new, but it's like, oh, I haven't been here for so long. Like, where is this? Oh, that's right. Where do you keep the silverware? Where do you keep this? Where do you keep that? And there's like a reacclimation happening and an opportunity to use that. They're not newfound power, but they're current expressions, elements, and resources. So in coming into this happiness in the home, you may have considered moving, and maybe you still are. It's here, like I almost want to say like it's here nor there, but the ability to reharmonize the happiness is still there. Peace and friendship. You might have a lot of friends where you live. Like a lot of people know you. You've been there for a long time. On the bottom, again, is blessings. Double blessings have come through. I hear don't uproot. And if you decide to change your mind, just not yet. Like, don't make a rash decision. Because there can be peace where you are. There can be. And there was. And there wasn't, right? If you look back at the whole history of a home, there's pieces of so much. And when you're prepared to decide, it's almost as if like the same lesson of this spirit. Don't rush to make that decision. Move through the experience as they are in their dimensional dwelling now. And you can find happiness in the home with peace, and also outside if you decide to change residence. But there's something about friends around you in this home. And redecorating. You might be redecorating in the spirit of this peaceful person, not the way they would have, but to represent almost like the heavens. Boundaries is coming through. Thank you. This card is dreams, because I'm like, ooh, I was a little like, what? But it's in regards to dreams. So I feel like they might come through currently, most likely in your dreams. It's the easiest window for them right now and you to receive, because the emotions going on, which are completely heartfelt, but between the two worlds, they can be a little, I don't want to say tougher. That's not what it's about. It's just like reestablishing a communication, right? And, oh, okay. So like this window pane has 4, and there's different parts of it. And this practicing and continuing to participate with each other, one day, like the whole pane will open, like the whole window will open. All right, Frankie. Well, I feel very blessed for being here, for this spirit to come through and communicate. And I've asked for one more card to come through, and it's inspiration. Look at that spark. I'm just going to put this up here. Whoever this soul is in spirit around you. Now, again, if you're not resonating as it's someone who was incarnate that has passed, maybe it's a spirit guide that you're working with and you're just working from different timelines, resonate or receive freely, right? It's just symbolic, a symbolic story to come through for you to shape your own story, should it resonate, or simply release freely. But this inspirational individual in spirit, they're handing you and working with you. I shouldn't say it's a handing off. As they're growing their glow, they're always looking to touch down, right? Almost like you're their heaven. And bless you. That's beautiful. Okay, Frankie, thank you so much. And I hope this serves you well. And until next time, if you want to take one last snapshot of your ink blot, you can always contact me if you would like the original in the mail. Source Frankie. And yeah, until next time, thank you for having a seat for your Rorschach reading. Awesome. Thanks.